What is the best way to deal with someone who has launched a smear campaign against you? Exiting an abusive relationship with a cult, narcissist, or other form of toxicity can be challenging to your mental health. If they can't control you, they need to control how other people view you to diminish your influence, but also just to harm you. It's who they are and what they enjoy. You know this from first-hand experience, so they launch a smear campaign against you. The best smears contain a little bit of truth laced with vicious lies. They might make it very public or shroud their smear in a kind of religious piety that they don't want to disparage you, but to protect the flock from you, the predator. Yes, they frame you as the bad guy, so they look like the victim. It's wild to see friends, family, and cherished associates turn on you for reasons you don't fully understand. You left an abusive relationship, and suddenly, you find people you loved and trusted avoiding you like the plague or saying things like, "It's sad how easily you throw away a relationship and refuse to give the abuser a chance to prove his love." I know you have struggled with your mental health, and your overreaction is more about you than the abuser. What? I was shocked to see former friends avoid me after leaving a religion that was clearly based on lies. They had no interest in why I left and felt the need to villainize me, so I was the problem, not their religion. Even my own true-believing mother shunned me and requested that I not speak at her funeral because I didn't share their fundamentalist beliefs. Dark. The narcissist will unleash their flying monkey smear campaign on you aggressively and passively. The passive attacks are the worst. The whispers behind your back might catch you off guard at first, or the people who avoid you. Suddenly, the playdates with other children disappear for reasons you don't fully understand. The direct attacks or the openly aggressive ones are the easiest to deal with because at least you know what they're accusing you of. You can take 6 key actions to fight the smear campaign effectively. But first, you need to understand 4 important things before I unwrap the 6 key actions. First, people will believe what they believe, and it can be nearly impossible to help them see you or your situation differently. That is what it is. I found this with true believers who wanted to see me as Satan-filled and evil, so their religion couldn't be the problem when I left. Second, know that you will lose some people. Some people near and dear to you will get lost because of the smear campaign. Your daughter, mother, close friend, or former associate may shun you or employ you to do something similar simply because of the fog of confusion spread by the manipulation tactics of the narcissist or their own issues. You may never get them back in this life. Third, most people don't want to know what you know about the manipulator, narcissist, or toxic person or organization. Don't unload your facts on people who aren't ready or who aren't asking. You can damage relationships when you try to force answers to questions they're not asking. Fourth, you need to understand the dynamic in dealing with the manipulator, narcissist, or toxic person. The more emotional you are in responding to them, the more the tar of their darkness sticks to you. If you're calm, rational, and direct in responding to the smear, the less tear or dirt sticks to you. That brings us to key action number 1, and that's to respond in a calm, rational, and direct way. I found that when others attacked me with the lies of the manipulator, I was most effective when I acknowledged the difficulty in navigating toxic people and shared my side as clearly, unemotionally, and succinctly as possible. I was least effective when their lies and attacks moved me to anger. Of course, it's triggering to be smeared by a highly manipulative person, but that only feeds their game. I would say something like, "I know it can be confusing to sort out fact from propaganda, especially from someone who really needs me to be the problem. And it's not true that accusation, and it is true that insert clear facts." The acknowledgement addressed their emotional state while stating the clear facts, at least planted the idea of an alternate reality. The second effective key action to fight the smear is to ask questions. Don't you find it interesting that they would attack a former member who used to be a true believer? If I calmly asked the question, knowing that eventually truth would prevail, that helped the question work its magic. The third key action is to document the lies. I was hesitant to do this, but a friend and attorney encouraged me to do this. The list came in handy when I had opportunities to clarify the truth, but it also helped me process the accusations. I didn't file legal action, although the scope and intensity of the smear campaign might move you to do that. The fourth key action is to keep a line of communication open with people who believe you can influence. Some people will believe the manipulator, and that's the end of the story. Other people won't care and will stick with you. But some will be on the fence, and those are the people with whom you need to stay connected. I continued to speak love and truth into their life, and some came around while others did not. That leads me to key action number 5, and it's so important. Find a way to let go, to surrender the intense emotions. Attacks, smear campaigns, and alienation have been the hardest struggle of my life. Leaving a toxic religion and relationship almost always invites these attacks. What do you do in the midst of this battle? Let go. Surrender. I would use the word forgive, but it's a loaded word for many people. Forgiveness sounds like you are saying that it's okay for people to use you as a punching bag. It's not. What works is to surrender or let go of the intense emotions that go with betrayal so that you can do key action number 6, and that's to live your best life. Let's tie a bow on the surrender and forgiveness work first. Letting go of heavy emotions is simple, but not easy. Letting go means you open your hand as you would allow a butterfly to come or go while fully acknowledging the pain of these emotions. Family member shunning is very intense. Be in these emotions, seeing them as they are and with your hand open as they can stay or fold back into source. I want to acknowledge the emotion without creating a story about it or getting sucked back into what amounts to re-abuse. With especially heavy emotions, I watch the emotions from a seat in a theater. That gives me some distance to acknowledge the emotions without getting pulled back into them. Then, I thank the emotions for their role in my protection. Then, I give them permission to stay or fold back into neutrality as I set my sights on my best life. Yes, key action number 6 is the most powerful thing you can do in response to smear campaigns, and that's living your best life. Nothing combats a smear campaign than a life filled with vitality, success, and peace. The quality of your inner world and outer world speaks much louder than anything else you might say. Nothing burns the butt of a narcissist more than a former target living their best life. Nothing burns a high-demand religion more than a former member doing so much better after leaving. When you work through the intense emotions from the abusive relationship and the smear campaign that follows, you'll be in a much better place to live your best life. Feed your best life by focusing on your vision and creating and maintaining daily routines that produce vitality while weeding the abuse through meditation and counseling. You can't live your best life if you're getting pulled back into a toxic relationship for any reason. Part of healing means creating boundaries with those who cannot respect you. Boundaries mean no contact with the abuser and with those who believe the abuser. Healing also means that you are aware of the parts of you that opened the door and kept it open. You don't condemn yourself, but awareness leads to surrender, which leads to healing. If you got value from today's video, subscribe to the channel and like the video.